Well, good morning. My name is Jerry Hochberg. I've been in Thailand for 36 years. You can call me Ajahn Jerry. Most of my students do. I teach design. I'm a designer from America. I was trained there, and I've been teaching 61 years, if you can believe that. That's a very, very long time. I taught in America for 26 years, and I've been in Thailand teaching I taught at ISB, and I'm presently at KPIS, two international schools, and I've been here for 36 years. I'm going to try to help you be successful in the business world. When I went for my job at ISB, I had 128 people in front of me that were trying to get the same job. So I had to go for a business interview. You're going to have to go for a business interview too. So your vocabulary is very, very important. And the more that you can show your boss in English that your vocabulary is very expansive and big, the more chances you will have to get the job over somebody who doesn't have a very expansive vocabulary. So what I'm here for is to help you speak English, speak it effectively, and speak it formally like you're in the business world. So I'm going to choose about 18 or 20 words today, and I'm going to go over them with you. The first word is one of the most important words that you need to know, okay? We often say, I think. And that's okay in normal conversation. But in the business world, the three other words are much more effective. For instance, let me give you the word believe. I believe. Well, believe means that you've thought about this, and the sum of your thinking is your belief that I believe something. So when you say you believe something, it's more personal. Like if you said, I believe Ben is one of the most effective people in our company, or Ben is the best worker we have. I believe. Okay? Another word that's softer than I think is consider. Consider is kind of softer, and it means that the person who's listening to you, they may consider something too. It's more gentle than the word think, but it means the same thing. But in English, you might say, I consider Ben to be one of the best workers in our company. I consider Ben to be a great worker. So consider is an important word for you, and I wanted you to add this to your vocabulary. One more word I want to give you, and it's a word you probably haven't heard much in English. It's deliberate. And it's a business word. When you deliberate, you think for a long time. I think is right out of your head. You just say what you believe. But when you say, I deliberated on this and I believe, it means that you thought about it a long time. And it means a lot of thinking. So a sentence might be, you've been deliberating on this for a week. Are you any closer to making a decision? So I may say to you, you've been deliberating on this for a whole week. Are you any closer to making a decision? And it means you've been thinking about it. So these three words are you're going to add to your vocabulary. Believe, consider, and deliberate. You're going to deliberate on something, okay? So in the business world, we talk about thinking. One of the hard words for not just in the business world, but in the regular world, when somebody asks you to change, it sounds punitive. It sounds corporal. It sounds like they want you to be different right now. Change. I want you to change. It's not really very polite. In the business world, I'm going to give you 3 words that I want you to remember. The first word is adapt. And adapt means change. You're going to make minor changes slowly. You're going to adapt. You're not going to change. You're going to adapt very slowly to something. Another business word that's very soft and it's very businesslike and very polite is adjust. So you might say to somebody, I want you to adjust. I want you to tweak or make adjustments to the way you're doing this. And it's softer, and it doesn't mean change right away. It means adjust slowly or change to something. So these words are softer. And the last word that I'm going to give you on this topic is modify. Let me give you an example where you might say the word modify. Jerry, I saw the way you handled this with that company, and I want you to modify your approach and probably be more cooperative with them. So modify means to change too. It means change, but it's not as abrupt. It slowly change into the way that I want you to do something. So you have adapt, adjust, and modify. And I want you to add these 3 words to your business vocabulary. Okay, so I'm going to talk about another more impressive way of speaking English. This is a word that I don't know that you know or you ever heard. It's called transition. And transition means smooth change. You know, when Jerry came to Thailand, I had to transition my response to people so that it was more like the Thai way of doing things. So transition is important. It means slow change, okay? And it's a very impressive word. I want this company to transition into a more aggressive company. That's quite different. But I want to transition. I want to change, and it means slow change. Oftentimes you may use the word guess, where you guess something, and it reflects on yourself as being taking a chance involving risk. Maybe you're wrong, you're guessing. So another word to replace that, and it's a much more business-like word, is estimate. It's difficult to estimate the financial impact of COVID on the families in Thailand. So estimate means to think a lot about how it's going to change Thailand. And of course, COVID is going to change Thailand not for a year, but maybe forever. You know, it's going to change the whole world forever. So estimate, it means to think about change. You internalize it and think about it. You're going to estimate it. Please use the word estimate and this beautiful word. I love this word. It's called transition. I'm an artist and designer, and I'm always worried about transition in my artwork. Okay. Other words that are business words that are important for you to learn. One word I know you've heard of calculator. Well, you can calculate, all right? Calculate means to look at all the things that affect something, all the forces, and then calculate what will happen. Can you calculate the impact of COVID in the past year on Thailand? Can you calculate it on the economy of Thailand? So calculate means to, in your mind, kind of add up with all the things that are impacting something, what the differences will be, you know. So calculate's a real business word. It doesn't mean calculate on a calculator. It's something you do internally, okay? Another thing that looks to the future is predict. Industry experts are predicting significant changes in our working environment post-pandemic. First of all, what does post-pandemic mean? It means after the pandemic, after COVID, okay? So you can predict the changes on the way we work in a company. So use the word predict. It's a very important word. It's very similar to calculate. And then one other word, which is a little long, I want you to remember. It's a business word, and it means speculate. I want you to speculate. And you can speculate on, or you can speculate about something. Speculate means looking to the future, but thinking of what your idea of what the changes will be. So all these words are very similar. Calculate, predict, and speculate. And make these three words part of your vocabulary, all right? I don't want to speculate on why he resigned so suddenly. So somebody quit your company, and a person asks you, why did they quit your company? And you answer, well, I don't want to speculate on it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to speculate on why he quit the company. Okay? So add these three words to your vocabulary. Calculate, predict, and speculate. All right? Okay, again, all of this is more impressive English for business. So everybody has headaches. Headaches in business are sometimes called headaches. They're often called hiccups. Hiccups means when you hiccup. It's very sudden. And you can have, a hiccup means a little rough spot in a business transaction. So your boss may ask you, are there any hiccups? And you said, yes, there were 2 or 3 hiccups in this conversation. And he means headaches. Are there any headaches? So headaches are referred to as challenges to what you're doing. We anticipate some technical challenges. We anticipate some headaches with this business idea, but we are confident we have the right team in place to deal with them. So hiccups and headaches are normal for business, but we anticipate, we expect in the future that they will go away. They're not going to be significant. They're not going to last a long time, okay? And more impressive business English is, and this is very important, because often when you go for a job, you'll be evaluated by the boss, and he will look at you and he will say to you, does this employee, does this person who works for me, does this team member collaborate well? What does collaborate mean? Collaborate means working together. So I want you not to use the word work together. Use the word collaborate together, okay? I'm looking forward to collaborating on projects with you in the future. What did I just say in English? What did I just say? I'm looking forward to working with you to collaborating with you in the future. Collaborate means working with another person in very closely and sharing the job, okay? And often people are fired, let out of the company, told they have to go home because they can't collaborate with other workers. They're not a team worker. So it means that. Another way you could say this is join forces. I'm looking forward to joining forces with you in this company. We are going to make we're going to make ourselves rich because our product is a collaboration. It's so beautiful. And you and I joining forces together is going to make the company a lot stronger. So join forces. That's another word that you should use in business along with the word collaborate. Well, those are my words today. That's to make you stronger and make your English more impressive. So please go over, I made notes, go over my notes and study them and know the meanings of these words, and slowly take the simpler words out of your vocabulary and use these more impressive words in your business English conversation. It's a pleasure to teach you today, and I'm going to have more videos like this up pretty soon. I'm working on them presently. So thank you for paying attention today. Please remember these words. They give you a lot more power, and they're very impressive when somebody is thinking about hiring you to be a worker for a company.